You're watching the Community MMA.
First one today, we're just going to stick with, since we're in the welterweight, we're going to stick with Gilbert Burns versus Neil Magny at UFC 283. That's a big one. Two big-time contenders going at it. Help shaping this division going forward, too. Let's get into it. In the welterweight division at UFC 283, you got two high-level contenders here between Gilbert Burns, who comes in at 20-5. The Brazilian takes on Neil Magny, the American, who comes in at 27-10. And this will be a good test for both fighters. Now, Neil Magny, 5 inches taller, 6'3" compared to 5'10". He's got a 9-inch reach advantage. That's considerable. Both guys stand right-handed. They both land about 3.5 significant strikes per minute, believe it or not. So they're both not really that active. And we'll see how it plays out in this fight. Both guys can land takedowns. Gilbert Burns right at 2 over 3 rounds. Neil Magny at 2.4 over 3 rounds. So the numbers and everything are very close. The only difference here is that Neil Magny's 5 inches taller and has got a 9-inch reach advantage. But can Neil Magny deal with the size and aggressiveness of Gilbert Burns, right? Gilbert Burns does have a 47% takedown defense. That's not very good at all, but I'm not so sure that Neil Magny is going to be able to take him to the ground and hold him there. Now, Gilbert Burns lost to Khamzat Chimaev by unanimous decision in a fight where he outstruck Khamzat 119-108, but Khamzat had 2 takedowns and a little bit of control time in that fight. Burns did beat Stephen Thompson and lost to Kamaru Usman before or after a long 6-fight win streak. So he's dropped 2 of his last 3. Now the Haitian sensation, 57% takedown defense. So 2 guys with weak takedown defense. This could be interesting to see if they go for him. The takedowns, that is, Neil Magny did beat D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, by submission in his last fight, round 3. Before that, he lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov and beat Max Griffin and Jeff Neal. So, as you can see, this guy's won 3 of his last 4, and if you go back a little ways, he's won 6 of his last 8. So he's a high-level competitor. Now, it's not to say that Neil Magny can't win this fight. I mean, I like the reach advantage. I like the height advantage. He's punching downward. But it's the power and aggressiveness of Gilbert Burns. I think he's going to get right in the face of Neil Magny, where Neil Magny is going to want to kind of jab and move and keep the distance, right? You want to keep your reach advantage. When you got a longer reach than your opponent by a large margin, you don't want that guy to be up in your face. You want to keep the distance. And I think Gilbert Burns is going to do a good job of eating up that cushion and continue to get in the face of Neil Magny, and therefore he's going to win this fight at least 2 rounds out of 3 if he can't get the finish. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gilbert Burns lands a big shot to get the KO. But either way, he's going to win this fight and move to 21-5. Magny will fall to 27-11, in my opinion. Welterweight division, UFC 280. Yeah, so you can see the welterweight rankings there. Gilbert Burns down at number 5. Neil Magny a few spots below. We like Gilbert Burns there. Then you work your way up. You got Muhammad, Chimaev, Covington, Usman, Edwards, champion. So that's the way that thing looks right now. But I think Gilbert Burns wins this fight and wins it easily. He's the bigger guy. He's better. Neil Magny will try to keep the distance, but if you're Gilbert Burns, you got to get inside. You got to shoot for takedowns. You got to be aggressive on the feet and not let Neil Magny stand back and pick you apart. But I think he knows that, and that'll happen.